Hey guys, normally whenever you want to try out a new map or understand it, you may consider using Service Hunt. If you are trying to understand stuff like the vertical play, you really need a sandbox-like environment and want to practice killing bots. So it's not really the best way to do this. To get here, from the main menu, you click on Play tab, click on Multiplayer, and click on Custom Game. Now here you are given two options, local and online. Local means you create a server on your PC, and if you're just practicing on your own, this is the way. Or regardless, you can always pick online, and in this you can actually make a lobby. So if you want that, you can do online. Otherwise, use local. Now, once you click this, you get to choose between these three options: create, join, spectate. The first option is where you launch your own server. You can join someone who's already hosted a server, as the name suggests. In local, you can join a server which is hosted in your LAN. Anyways, spectate is the same as joining, but you join as a spectator. Now, if you want to do spectating after getting a good idea of the game, this is something you can do. Now we go create because that's our job here. And now you get something like this, create new playlist. And as a result, whatever I'm showing here should apply to consoles. Anyways, let's create a new playlist. Here you have two options. Honestly, you should be using a normal mode, but if you want to go hardcore, you can select this option. But for 99% of us, normal. Now you can set a name, so I'll just do practice. Now you can add a match. Once you're done with the match, it can load another match. You can choose which map shows up and all the settings that I will explain later. So first you can select the map. Time of the day and night. Normal is the way you're used to. In minimal, everybody uses the minimal HUD. You can't really see your health, ammo. So in Pro League, you can't see your scores and some other things. So if you want to emulate how a Pro League match goes, you can do this by using the HUD setting. Now match settings is where you can set different parts of the match, like pick and ban system. I'll set it to off because we are just here for practicing. We don't need any of that. And then number of rounds, role swap, overtime. All of these settings, they don't really apply to us. The only thing I would like to change here would be pick phase timer. If you want to experiment with different attachments, you'd want to have as much time as possible. And here you can only go from 30 seconds to 45 seconds. So that's what we'll do. That's the only thing I'll suggest in this top half. For damage, you can set the minimum HP you can have, so you can go as low as 25 and as high as 200 with 25 increments. I'll keep it 200 here because sometimes if you play with a friend, you want to understand how much damage you can do from a certain angle and stuff like that. Having 200 is neat so that if you go 100 once, you can still see more damage and you don't have to restart the round just to continue experimenting. Friendly fire damage, I'll keep it default because sometimes if you want to see how much damage you inflict on your teammate, you'd want to keep it to how it is in the game, so you don't want to change this. Injured, you can either keep it 0 so you directly die, or 20, the default. You should just keep it like that. The rest of these are not really useful in my opinion. You can play with these maybe if you want to do some custom game where maybe you are not allowed to sprint or lean. And death replay, yeah, that's something you can also play with. Like in Pro League, the players can't see the death replay. So here you can set that if you want. I'll keep it to 1. Doesn't really matter if you're just playing solo and practicing. Now game mode, you can try any of the game modes. I'll keep it bomb. And there's more into the game mode settings, so you can modify stuff like timer and stuff. So that's here. So plant duration, how much time it takes to plant the bomb, so you can keep it default. Diffuse duration, again, how much time it takes to diffuse. So from this you got an idea that in normal game mode it only takes 7 seconds each. And a pro tip, even at the 0th second you can plant, but then you have to plant. You can't just release the plant key and then shoot someone, because if you do that you lose the round. And diffuse, same thing goes. Now fuse time is how much the duration of the diffuse goes. So you can keep it as high as 90, so you can double the time the defenders get to be able to diffuse, stop the diffusal. So again, this you can keep 90 so that you can play around. Diffuser carry selection is something you do in the operator mode in attack, so you don't have to play with this. More importantly, the main two settings out of all of these settings you should worry about is the preparation phase duration and the action phase duration. So defenders get preparation phase, so, and this can go from 15 to 120. Now I will argue that regardless of whether you're practicing a defender operator or an attacking operator, you should keep this to default, or you can even go as low as 15, but you should go this much, because if you increase it as an attacker you'll have to wait in the preparation phase, so you'll be stuck with your drone for that whole duration. Now wasting 2 minutes on a drone, not really worth it. And since you're playing solo, most likely you don't care about having that limit, that 45 seconds for setting up, because you can do it afterwards anyways. The main setting you should care about is action. Now this can go from 60 seconds, a minute, to 10 minutes, and by default it's 180, which is ranked time. So in ranked you get 3 minutes, and casual you get 4 minutes. So for some things like timings, like from getting from point A to point B, and whether within rank time can you do a whole set of things, this may help you. But I recommend setting it to 10 minutes, because you can still do that timing by seeing at what time did you start your whole thing and at what time you end it. But this allows you to really explore the map without having to worry about running out of time. Unfortunately, you can't just disable it altogether like you can do it in CSGO, or go much higher, like you can go up to an hour in CSGO, but here you are limited to 10 minutes, and I believe this is still okay, because you can just respawn by killing yourself or whatever. So yeah, that's game settings. Now after you set up a whole playlist like this, now if you want to apply the same settings but for a different map, you can easily do this by using duplicate match. So here I got different maps. So suppose I want to do this for, let's say, favela. There you go. So suppose I want to do the same thing in favela. Everything else is already set. So this setting we just checked out, it's already there. So you don't have to do the settings again and again. You can also delete the match if you're not happy with it. We'll duplicate it still. And once you're happy with all of your settings, remember you can always change this later. You can click save. Now you're brought back to the menu. You click on practice, the playlist we just made. Now you can create as a player or as a spectator. So if you're hosting a match for your friends and you want to be the spectator, the caster, you can join as a spectator and then invite your friends over and join in different teams. Or you can do it as a player, which we are interested in this case. And as I said before, you can always edit the playlist. So we join, and this is your normal custom game mode menu, so you can switch by using space. Normally, if you have more than 2 people, there is a ready option here, but since we are the only guy here, we can just do start now by pressing S. And that's pretty much it. So let's start it. As you can see here, it shows you custom game mode. So what I will prefer you guys to try here as a beginner is to pick a spawn and try to play someone like Buck if you own it, or Sledge if you are using standard edition or you only have base operators. I'd suggest Buck if you do own it, because it will help you make holes above you as well as below you, so it's pretty convenient. And this is going back to the preparation phase. As you can see on the top of the screen, I have 35 seconds, 45 seconds. I don't want to stay in this for long. You can choose to even eliminate the timer if you want, but we haven't. And now we are in the match. As you can see on top, we have 10 minutes. And here you can fool around, try different things, and don't really have to care about the timer running out and stuff. So this is pretty much it. This game kind of requires you to set all of this up to be able to get going. But once you do it, it stays with you. It's harder to share it with other people, and this is why I made this video, so that you get the fundamentals of what everything does in the menus, and you can set game modes according to what you need. Now there are some great ideas on Steam community guides where they give you ideas for different game modes, and there can be something you can create on your own. The best part is you only have to do it once, and as I show, you can duplicate match, or you can just change the map in the playlist itself, so you don't have to worry about. Anyways, that's all I have to offer in this video. It's a bit long, but I want it to be thorough, so if I was starting out playing this game, I would know what exactly to do. And I recommend, if you're a new player and you want to get good, you should really understand the maps and the whereabouts. And custom game mode allows you to do this in a sandbox like environment where you can really focus up and try different spots. Try something like Buck or Sledge to understand the vertical gameplay and see which parts can you shoot from below or from above, and some really good spots to really know how to do some good plays. A lot of this game revolves around vertical gameplay, and this is a way you can do it. You can also try other things like timings, different spots, different line of sight. There's a lot you can do in this game, and it is kind of hard to set up everything that you need to be able to do this, but I hope this video helped you out. That's all I got. Thank you for watching.